On this episode of TFL Pro, it's old versus new. The old is our long-term 2008 Toyota Land Cruiser TFL Pro that we modified for serious off-roading. And the new machine is the brand new 2019 Nissan Armada Platinum Reserve. And I know what you might be saying, these two don't compete against each other, but they are remarkably similar. Let me show you.
I think it's time to find out and answer a simple question.
Yeah, will it tow?
We're gonna go get your Mercedes that you bought, and you're gonna go deliver it to the buyer because, well, it may not make it there. The moment of truth, Tommy.
Yep, moment of truth.
Both of these full-size SUVs have off-road pedigree built right in. For example, the Armada is related to the Nissan Patrol that's sold overseas, which is a solid off-road vehicle. And of course, the Land Cruiser is synonymous with off-roading. In recent years, the Land Cruiser became more luxurious and a little bit less off-road worthy, but we changed all that. We gave it a small lift, we gave it solid rock sliders and beefy all-terrain tires. Of course, there is a snorkel there as well, but why not turn the Armada into a Pro 4X off-road SUV as well, using the same formula? So that's the difference of old versus new. The new hood opens nice and smooth. The old one, it's not as smooth anymore, but it's been about 150,000 miles. This new Armada has an engine that's been around for a while, but that's a good thing. This is a 5.6 liter V8 that's rated at 390 horsepower and 394 pound-feet of torque. This is one of the quickest full-size three-row SUVs on the market right now. Over the years, we've taken both of these, the Armada and the Land Cruiser, on many difficult off-road trails. We've towed trailers with both of them. They both perform admirably at everything you ask them to do. Just check out some of our other videos on TFL Truck and TFL Car channels.
This is the start of the gauntlet uphill. I'm going to reset the fuel economy now.
Okay.
Timer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it got to 60 pretty fast.
It's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad for 7,000 pound load on the back end.
Okay, and timer stops now.
Oh, okay. Got a 819.07.
Okay, and
Well, that's
3.9
not bad.
mpg.
And this engine is almost the same displacement, 5.7 liters this time, 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque, almost the same power rating. Of course, in this older Land Cruiser, we have a 6-speed automatic and we have a 7-speed automatic in the Armada. But both of these have giant V8 engines that are pretty thirsty, but also very powerful and very torquey.
All right, we're just getting off the freeway, and I gotta tell you what, I've been super impressed with this Land Cruiser. It's been holding 70 miles an hour, no problem. Well, a little bit of a problem. Up the hills, I have to go full throttle, and it just pegs itself at like 4,000. But in terms of the actual chassis, the handling dynamics, the front end doesn't feel too light. I don't feel like I'm pointing up into the air. The control has been excellent, and the temperature's been rock solid. The only thing moving is the fuel gauge, and it's moving quite fast.
This, of course, is Nissan's top of the line. It's the Platinum Reserve, and you can tell because of all the leather that surrounds you. Very nice finishes. And this is where the two feel about the same, because you have leather seating, comfortable position, really good visibility. Although in the Armada, we have really comfortable seats, way more comfy than in the Land Cruiser. This SUV is over 11 years old, but actually a lot of the layout, for example the screen and some of the buttons, remind me of the new Armada. One major difference, of course, is the four-wheel drive system. Here in the Land Cruiser, of course, it has a low-range transfer case, but there's no 4-automatic feature. This is 4-wheel drive full-time, and then you can switch to 4-low, of course, with just a twist of a knob. Here's one major difference between the two. The Land Cruiser, it's still a little bit more old school. It has a solid rear axle, which is actually pretty good for articulation off-road. On the other hand, in the Armada, here we have an independent rear suspension. Both of these trucks have independent front, and I think the Armada is going a little bit more for that comfortable on-road ride. The Armada is actually very underappreciated. It's still a very powerful, very large, and very comfortable SUV that has all the latest tech. Yes, I know this screen is not that large, but just check this out. You have your 360-degree view. Of course, you have your map and navigation features. You have voice command. You have adaptive cruise control. You have heated steering wheel. Then, of course, you have some apps. Even an app to show you driving performance and G-forces. You have your compass, very handy, everything is at hand. And of course you have cooled seats down below. And when you do want to go off-road, you have your control system for 4-low. This does have a transfer case with low range, very easy to enable. Also tow mode, and of course snow and traction control setting, but no trailer brake controller. Check out how big these temperature control buttons are. It's hard to miss these. Of course, you still have a touch screen in the center. Of course, there's some menus, including Toyota Park Assist. So really a high-tech environment inside the Land Cruiser, even being 11 years old. What is this? An ashtray? Oh my gosh. All right, that's fancy and a little bit old. Uh-oh, I broke it. But check this out. This also has a very early version of crawl control in this Land Cruiser. You can control your off-road speed using these 3 settings. This is something that's modern SUVs like the Armada don't even have.
Of course, over here I have one of the early versions of Toyota's crawl control. There's going to be a point where I'm going to have to use it further down the trail. I'm a little stuck, but it's figuring it out. It's definitely figuring it out, and it did it. I'd say that made it look relatively easy and fun.
And Nissan has been doing this for many, many years, but they have very unique buttons for the menu system inside the gauge cluster, where you can go through it using the buttons up here. Some people may not realize these buttons are even there because they're kind of blocked by your steering wheel as you're sitting there, but it shows you all the information in the center. Aha! But the cherry on top of the cake, of course, is the rear camera mirror. Flip it for another view, and there's actually a lot of adjustability here. Yeah, alright, the Land Cruiser does not have a rear view camera mirror. Okay, but it still does have a reverse camera. Booyah, it's right there. The Land Cruiser has something that the Armada does not, and it's a little secret down here. It's a cooled console. Yes, you can keep your gloves cold if you want, I guess, or keep your bracelet cold. It's very cool. It's a cool box. Aha! So if you do want to off-road in style, the Armada is probably where you want to be, because this Platinum Reserve has captain seating with gigantic console in the middle. And there's a DVD system with headphones. Of course, this is nothing new, but it's just really comfy, and you can recline and take a nap. You have air conditioning in your ceiling. What else do you need here? Let's check out the Land Cruiser. You know what? The seats may not be as super comfortable as in the Armada, but you still have a recline feature. Check. DVD feature. Don't know. The Land Cruiser also has a DVD player and neat feature, remote, push a button, and look, a ceiling screen just folds open. How cool is that? And look, the AC vent control in the back, it looks like a little foot running around up here in the ceiling. In the Land Cruiser, the little ceiling vent does not look like a foot. Looks like a little tiny glove maybe, I don't know. It's getting to be a long day. And another remarkable thing, both of these big trucks have up to 10 grab handles. Open rear hatch. Oh yeah. This is actually one of the areas where the Armada is very different from the Land Cruiser. It's in the third row. Yes, you still have power options to actually raise the third row here, but the loading floor is actually very tall and you have a traditional third row. Okay, and then of course you have a cubby hole back here for extra odds and ends. The Land Cruiser has a little trick behind here. It's a split tailgate. Half goes up, half comes down, and yep, you could sit back here, relax. But here's where it gets interesting, because the rear seats, check it out, they're actually on the sides, they're not on the floor. And what is this? Wait a minute, an Outback floor liner? Oh, Roman and Tommy are really getting crazy. Let's fold these down. They basically come out from the side, open up. Extra storage is hidden in the lower tailgate. Here's a toolkit to help you change a tire. And there's a little bit of a cubby back here. And of course, you gotta have your hats for the winter time. Yeah, I know the Armada competes more directly against the Toyota Sequoia because the price is so different. If you compare the brand new Land Cruiser that starts at around $85,000 to a brand new Armada that starts in around $45,000, $46,000 range, that's a huge difference. But this fully loaded Platinum Reserve Armada is pushing 68 grand. And I hope you agree with me, these two have a lot of similar traits, even though they go about them a little bit differently. And go back to TFLtruck.com for more news, views, and real-world, full-size, 3-row off-road SUV reviews.